It's weird, man. It's 8:01 and still we are trying to log in.
It's live now, I think.
No, is it live? I mean, it
Yes,
shows
it
live
is.
on YouTube, but it's still not streamed. Created the streaming. Yeah, now it's redirecting to YouTube. Fine, perfect. Well, good morning, guys. So we'll just start off for whatever it is worth, and I don't know whether we are live or not. 8:01. So welcome, Jitendra, to the show. So what's your immediate response to what happened yesterday?
They still are not able to find what they need to do with their betting lineup. It's been 10
When you say
matches.
the, you have to explain it, Jitendra, because we know that.
I-
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
So I'm talking about Rajasthan Royals, as in
Okay.
getting Ben Stokes to open. It's again a forced move. Then yesterday, Steve Smith did a Virat Kohli. He kept Tewatia waiting for till the last over, and he didn't get to bat, and that's where they fell short with by 25 runs at least, I think. Had he come in a bit early in place of even Steve Smith, because Steve Smith is not able to connect properly and hit big shots. Tevatia's 25 runs would have made a world of difference.
Yeah. Bala, what are your thoughts?
See, on that point of Tewatia, I think Rian Parag came ahead of him, right?
Rian Parag came
See,
ahead,
that
and
I mean, he had a couple of a 6 and a 4. I thought that was a decent move because
so for
I mean,
Rian Parag and Steve Smith, these both of these guys batted something around 27 balls, which is like 4.5 overs, and they only hit 3 boundaries in that.
no.
Which
See,
is
Parag was sent to handle Natarajan, and he had a 6 and 4 of him because he was bowling those Yorkers. And when it came to those Yorkers, Parag is a better bet than Tivatia. Tivatia tends to go down the. I mean, he can step out and hit those sixers. For Yorkers, Parag is a better bet. I mean, as a captain, you can only take choices. Sometimes it comes off, it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But it was a good gamble, I think. That was a very smart because Natarajan, if you see, he has been nailing those Yorkers. But the one worrying part for SRH is he is now going for runs, not too many, but the batsmen also come up with their own solutions against those Yorkers. When they clearly know those Yorkers are coming, they tend to wait and play those the scoops and dabs. So that is a thing that you need to watch out. And one of those things that really happened was Parag did. I mean, this is just to answer those specific queries, but you're right. I mean, there are questions that need to be asked of Steve Smith's captaincy. But that particular move, I wouldn't be too critical of it. And yesterday, as it happened, SRH had a near perfect day. All those things that they touched turned gold.
exactly, and
Yeah. So for
Manish
me,
Pandey batting as well.
yeah, for me, the thing is that I think I just don't get the idea of Ben Stokes opening. I mean, he might be the holy cow. They paid shitloads of money for him, and then when he came, I think they're all trying to get him back to form. Now the question is, do you really need him to open an innings to get back to form? Because getting back to form, I mean, if I go back to what Virat Kohli had said, I mean, that one super over, one shot actually got him back to form, is what he said. I remember him saying that
Yeah.
right. So to me, him opening, and you are not, see, you mentioned Tewatia. I mean, what about Joss Butler? I mean, he is your best batsman.
Exactly.
He should
Josh
be
Butler
opening the
batting in
innings.
four,
Yeah, he should be opening the
downs.
innings. I really don't see
Exactly.
that. I mean, see, that is for me the end. One
And
more
you
thing I
made
would
this
say.
point. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, one more thing I would say here is that, I mean, we all might see. I mean, we just started talking about SRH. Bala mentioned that they had a near perfect thing. I mean, to me, it was the 3D bowling. I mean, just trying to be facetious here. The 3D, bowling of Vijay Shankar, that really impressed me, because last match he was doing it. He lost his way in between when somebody sort of whacked him for a couple of fours or something. This match again, he gave away 15 runs in 3 overs, that apart. But then the overs he bowled were key overs, and those were the overs,
That put
Jitendra,
the
you said,
breakthrough.
where you were critical of, and they were bowled by Vijay Shankar and the new guy, Jason Holder. We were talking about that yesterday also. I mean, the bowling has been an SRH problem. Jason Holder, 6 feet 7 inches or 8 inches, whatever he is, and then hitting the deck, and sort of the ball coming up at an uncomfortable height to you becomes difficult. Vijay Shankar at 125, 130, he was still doing that. He was still making it
cross-seamed bowling.
Cross-seamed. I mean, he was not allowing the thing, and he mentioned that at the end of the show also. I mean,
exactly.
end of the game, he mentioned that. He said, "Look, that was his game." So, to me, Vijay Shankar, the bowler, impressed me. The batsman, I mean, we know he is capable. I mean, we still need to see what he does when we don't have a Manish Pandey on the other side, but that's for later. So we and that also he mentioned. It seems he went and asked Manish Pandey, "Should I hit?" He said, "No, I am doing the hitting. You chill."
That kind of helped,
So, which
exactly.
is fine, yeah, which is fine. No, I mean that's the way the game goes, right?
And more,
It's just-
Jason Holder, he took 3 wickets. More importantly, that run out of Robin Uthappa, who was looking kind of good and he was hitting his stride, that put the brakes on the momentum that RR that was getting into. That was
Robin Uthappa seems to be Robin Uthappa seems to be in that stage in life where he's actually going very fast with the handbrakes on. I have no idea why he's doing that, but
but okay, man. I mean,
he gets out at the wrong time every game.
He has a role to play, and he was getting into stride. That is what I thought.
That's what I'm saying now. And who got it? He didn't. Nobody got him run out. He got himself run out.
I'm not blaming anybody else. But that run out I'm coming at it from Holder's point of view.
Holder's point of view. Yeah, no, the point is there was no run there. The ball is right there, right? Where are you running, man? So Ben Stokes had this epic expression on his face, like, what are you doing?
But just one point on Vijay Shankar. I mean, he importantly did one thing very different from the previous matches, and that is why we see a very good all-round performance. I mean, I don't know why the experts who are sitting in the commentary did not point this out. He shaved off his mush.
Exactly. He was clean shaved and
to the point. Murali Karthik didn't recognize him. He said Vijay Shankar feels no, that is not Vijay Shankar. It is Vijay Shankar. That was epic.
True.
That was epic.
even I could recognize him for the moment he dropped the catch. I was like, who is he? Then he said, Vijay Shankar dropped the catch. Okay, that was a different face altogether.
I mean, without even mush, you could have spotted that. Anybody dropping the catch has to be Vijay Shankar.
To me, see, like I said, I mean, I think his bowling has been long neglected. I think we all when see that entire number 4 debate is where, because I have been watching the guy's bowling. He's not a bad bowler. He's actually one of those Chavanni bowlers that I love to see. I keep talking about, because I come from a part of the world where, I mean, we loved our Chavanni bowlers, and the best of them that played for India was Madan Lal. So the Chavanni bowlers, incidentally, Jitendra, if you don't know, I'm sure you would know, because I'm sure Jaipur also has Chavanni bowlers. Is where you place a Chavanni on the pitch and this guy will keep hitting the Chavanni.
Exactly.
So he is good that way, and he can vary his length, and he is. I mean, he's not 6'8", but he's I think 6 feet.
He's pretty tall. He's pretty
tall. So I mean, it actually works in his favor. So the point again is, when you have too many people sort of talking about his batting number 4, blah blah blah, that is when you sort of mess these things up. I feel the more he is bowling well, the more he will start batting well. That is the way I see it.
That was obvious.
Not the other way around.
Even the Indian team had been pushing Shivam Dube and experimenting with Shivam Dube and Vijay Shankar at number 4, but I think number 4 is more of a expert's place position rather than these guys are good for 5 or even at number 6.
Sort of. So now the number 4 debate should be over, because Shreyas Iyer seems to be sitting there.
Exactly.
So.
But Vijay Shankar does also. I mean, Jitendra is right. He can't be. He can't be a consistent number 4. Yeah. But unfortunately, he doesn't have this firepower in his batting to be a finisher at the.
Yeah, I think Bala froze.
True.
His internet is having huge problems. I mean, there's been some digging, and also we'll continue. Yeah, I think you were talking about the finisher. Yes, Bala, you froze in between.
I heard you. I was hearing whatever you said. Yeah. No, the point is Vijay Shankar doesn't have the firepower at the back end to pull it off consistently. So he presents a problem for any team that he plays in.
Yes, I agree with you. That is exactly true. And Vijay Shankar seems to be the offside. I mean, part of the offside mafia. I mean, when it comes to the leg side,
those 2 4s against Shreyas Gopal that set it off, and the 3 boundaries of Jofra, they were pretty good.
Pretty good. So see, the thing is that now that in the SRH team now, if you look forward, what does RR have to do? I think they still have to get their batting right, and their bowling unfortunately is a one-trick pony. I mean, it is Jofra Archer and then everybody else.
Exactly.
So I really
See,
Ankit Rajput and all, and see, surprisingly, I never thought I'll say that. Where is Unatkat?
they also have a Ocean Thomas sitting in the
Yeah,
ranks.
see, now we have two of us. So
Raj,
I've been talking about Jitendra this for Bala knows. Bala, I think Bala is bored of hearing Ocean Thomas from me. No, so for once you said it. Thanks, man.
So I actually went through their ranks, and I was trying to see who all are sitting there. They have David Miller sitting, doing
yeah,
nothing. They have Ocean Thomas not getting a chance, and that's what I said. It's the captain who needs to take a call. He is not able to hit sixes, so he should have stepped down and let Tewatia and these Ryan Parag handle the situation, and he should have become a selfless guy and come at number
See, now
after Tewatia.
yeah, the problem, Bala, just before you came and Bala and I were talking off air. We were saying, I mean, both the teams have one common problem, and that is the captain,
Exactly.
isn't it, Bala?
In
exactly,
fact, it's
exactly.
becoming a common problem across all the teams.
Yeah.
I mean, one team certainly is going to play tonight, which has a problem with the captain.
Yeah.
But Smith has a problem, and one thing that really worried me was last night was post match he said something about. I mean, he was specifically queried about whether they should have gone ahead with Jofra Archer's third over or not, which is a call which the captain has taken, and he was very right about saying, retrospectively speaking, I should have, but he said I had a chat with the boys and we decided. Suddenly, it becomes a team decision. I mean, he said he had a talk with the boys. That was also a thinly veiled euphemism for the words coming out from the dugout.
Yeah.
These strategies, then again, the problem that Raj and I have been talking about, these things are almost remote control from the dugout, and that's where
Backseat
the
driving.
problem. And when you can impose yourself on a captain like Steve Smith, where he comes from Australia, where captains I mean, they take pride in dominating their domain. That is not happening. Means lesser captains would have bigger problems.
So
Exactly.
I'll add 2 points to that. I mean, because of my alternate profession, which is counseling. I don't know whether you guys noticed. After the first, fourth, or fifth over, Steve Smith's face was the same. He was morose. It was looking like he was having his teeth pulled out without anesthetic. He had that look on his face. I mean, that was constant. I mean, I was observing. I said, "What is happening to this guy? He's not such a morose guy. I mean, he's fine." David Warner, you can't make out. I mean, he looks weird all the time. So
With that mustache.
yeah, that one. And second thing is, if you look, I think sitting at home, we can actually predict. I mean, I'm not talking about betting here, by the way. I mean, I'm making it very clear. You can actually predict who will bowl the next over. Now, that is
Exactly.
that is not cricket in my mind, at least.
That's the problem of
That
going by templates.
predictability, yeah, the
Templates.
predictability thing. So you will have seventh over, 11th over. See, nowadays you are having a 11th over story. I think I don't know who started it. Maybe Dinesh Karthik did. Somebody did. 10th over, you finish the power play. 11th over, you will have one guy coming. 11th or 12th over, you will see one over from their gun bowler, and the next over would be the pistol
So,
bowler. I don't
yeah,
know. Whatever that is. Yeah.
that's true. That is the problem. They go by templates. They just go by the numbers that they have. They don't back their instincts. Cricket is all about not all about. It's largely about instincts. So they don't back themselves. So captains are only too happy to see the ground to the brain trust at the dugout, and that is where because it's neither here nor there.
So I'll have a suggestion here for the IPL. Now that our Lalit Modi is not there, I'm sure if Lalit Modi was there, he would have agreed to this. I'll have a suggestion. Now, I don't know who Brijesh Patel is. I can tell him here.
Yeah,
In
he lives
Karnataka.
close
So
by.
when he comes back, I'll see if I can seek an appointment and tell him. Since the captain is only basically ushering the players into the field and following instructions, at least have a pretty face, man. Get Katrina Kaifs and Deepika Padukone as captain, man.
That's sexist, Raj.
At least good-looking people here, not the Steve Smith and Dave Warner. Like who wants
They're good
that, man?
looking for women, man. What is the problem?
Okay, good-looking men then. Why not? Get Milind Soman.
That's why I said sexist.
Get Milind Soman. Get not Akshay Kumar. Who else? I mean, the hunks. Get them, man.
Tiger Shroffs and all.
Jackie Shroff to bidu wo thoda. Tiger Shroff. Yeah, why not?
Raj, you're old, man. You're thinking of Jackie Shroff.
I know.
Shroff he connected with those with that guy, with the father rather than the son. So again, a cricket game. What I feel is a point of brilliance. That's where they decide the match. So Rajasthan lagged it altogether. Hyderabad also didn't have much, but then Jason Holder's run out, that brilliant moment, he picked up the ball in one motion and threw it. That's when I think it had gave away the motion that Rajasthan would not be able to compete at all. They were not there at all.
Yeah, and then you had the standard operating procedures. Sanju Samson comes and does some good stuff and then gets out. So
Gets
all
out,
of those
exactly.
were standard. I mean, they have been happening
He
for,
got out after
I mean,
hitting Holder for a six.
six. Yeah,
Very predictable. That again,
yeah,
even
yeah.
in his
See, that's
dismissal
what
was
I'm saying. So Sanju Samson probably is pre-installed with the software. So this is what I need to do. It's not about what others are saying. I need to do this, so I will do this.
I was
Yesterday,
impressed the way he was
two
playing initially on the ground and very cautious start. I thought, okay, today he's come with a mission, and then again the same story.
Yeah, the mission was to get out that way.
Get out.
It's not about batting. I'm sorry, Sanju, but this is what we think. I mean, can't help.
Raj is very harsh on Sanju Samson, despite him coming from his home state. That's very
Yeah, I
harsh,
know.
right? But
Yeah.
yesterday, Rajasthan also had a problem. I mean, as Raj said, after the Archer, Karthik Tyagi had a very poor
Very
day.
off day.
Yes, I missed that. Yeah, very middling day.
Well, so that was, I mean, see, he was bowling superbly, Archer at one end, and another place they were leaking runs. See, the
Yeah.
power play, I think there was a huge difference. Archer went for around 6 or 7 runs. The rest gave around 50 odd runs.
I think 5 runs.
Archer gave 5 runs.
Three
The
over-
rest gave around 50 runs. 4 overs.
45 runs. Yeah.
Yeah, around that. I mean, that's
Karthik Tyagi took a
the problem staring at your face.
Karthik Tyagi took a crash course, Ajit Agarkar's crash course before the match, and he was just bowling short and wide.
I just can't figure out. I mean, see, I mean, implementing whatever you're doing outside. I mean, both the bowlers, Ankit Rajput and Karthik Tyagi, for some weird reason, they were trying to be Jofra Archer. Whereas, what I liked about Vijay Shankar, which I want to mention here, is he was not trying to be Manish Pandey. He was playing like Vijay Shankar. Take a run, go to the other side. Okay, sir, all yours. Carry on.
Carry on.
So I think that is. So I think Jitendra, you mentioned brilliance. I think this is brilliance. This is tactical brilliance. You know what is happening on the field, and you sort of say, okay, this is what is happening now. Let me just be part of the furniture. I'm fine with being that.
But
yeah,
you're right, Raj. But this was set up because the total was around 140, which was because that's where the match was won and lost. You are right about because the first half. So that allowed them the cushion to take their own time, build the momentum, then go for the runs towards the end. That kind of helped Vijay Shankar. Because the target, if it had been around 160 or 170, this kind of innings would not have been possible.
See, the other thing also is, so that we said, see, when you have a guy who has made 80 runs in 40 balls, who's going at 178, 180.
He had around 8 sixes, right?
Flexibility. 8 sixes. Yeah.
That's
he
huge,
hit 8
that's
sixes.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. And we are not talking about a small ground. I mean, this is Dubai.
Exactly.
So it's not Sharjah. Right? So, yeah. So the point
and none
is
of those sixes were iffy. They were clear.
They cleared. Yeah. They were sixes anywhere. So yeah, so that was the thing. I think that is where it is. So both teams probably still need to sort of change a little bit around. SRH definitely needs to look at how to make the opening. See the opening. So we kept talking about the opening pair of Warner and and now it is basically we have done a reverse jinx or whatever that word is. So it's just not working. So let us hope that changes. And the bowling, Jason Holder has definitely made a difference. You can make that out. So SRH has, I mean, all these fellows have 8 points, so nothing much to complain about. And I'm sure that they will at least play spoil sports for others coming forward.
That's what you look for.
Yeah, even Chennai has a glimmer of hope now. Of hope that they can come back.
No,
so that's.
I mean, I don't want Chennai because as a team, it doesn't inspire much confidence.
Exactly.
And purely from a spectator's point of view, they have been very lackluster. I mean, as a fan, I'll still say that is the only team in this edition I will not pay money to watch.
Yeah, so I'm hoping since nobody is watching, they do a good job.
At least they could do a good job
Yeah,
now. It's been like
and for the nth time, they send Jadeja up the order.
I mean, among the but his strike rate is among the top 5 in this
Yeah,
tournament.
see, he's at striking at 160 plus, man. I mean, what else should he
Among
do?
the top 5, man, that's
Yeah,
huge. Where the top is brought up by Pola. He's
yeah.
around
So,
4. He's around 4.
yeah, Dhoni seems to be telling the world that till Jadeja will bat only when I am at the crease. So for some weird reason, so going above Dhoni doesn't figure out. I mean, that is the way I see it, because there is no other logical, because nobody is doing anything anyways, man. What's the big deal?
so
So I
Faf
mean,
du Plessis comes and does his faffs, gets
yeah,
out, and rest then then again Kedar Jadhav does not have any idea what what on earth he's doing there. He looks totally lost, and Dhoni for that matter is not able to hit at anything at all.
if I were CSK today, I would actually send Faf and this guy to open. What's his name?
Jadeja.
No.
I mean, he wouldn't mind.
The other 3D, the 3D, Raidu.
Right.
Raidu.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll send Raidu to open. Yeah,
You're right.
yeah, and I'll have Jadeja up at 3, depending upon who gets out. I mean, if they are 60 for no loss after 10 overs, no problem. Because
But the real problem is Dhoni's batting, and as Gautam keeps saying,
Yeah.
because of Kedar Jadhav, the criticism that Dhoni should be copying
Yeah.
is he is getting away with a lot of other things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Dhoni's batting is a huge problem in this tournament. I mean, of course, he is a legend. He has won tournaments. That's all fine.
Yeah, legends also need to walk away. No, we have discussed that.
We
We need to
discussed
walk
that.
away into the
But
sunset.
his batting has been a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about Jitendra, about number 4 being pivotal. And Dhoni coming at number 4 and not getting you those runs is a real
Exactly.
problem.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think
biggest
they
problem.
should just sort of make some. I mean, just be honest and open about it. Make some changes. Get guys who are sitting in the dugout. I mean, what fault is Jagdish in? I mean, he got one chance. He made 33 plus runs. I think Kedar Jadhav has not made that in 10 innings, man.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and Dhoni also. Why the other? Dhoni has had one inning of
Precisely the
note.
point that Gautam was
Yeah,
making.
yeah. Dhoni probably has one innings of note. Does he? I can't remember.
I don't think even one innings this time.
Yeah.
He had 147 or 48, but that came in a
Yeah.
losing class.
Yeah, I mean, he basically said, okay, now it's time for me to show that I am the finisher, and nothing. And he finished his own team.
he is finished. Okay.
Yeah,
He's a finisher who's
That's
finished.
it. Yeah,
I
So,
mean,
which
the
is fine. I
fan
mean,
can
see,
charitable, but that's how it runs.
yeah.
Exactly.
So I think they need to get away with this Sam Curran experiment. They need to go back to. I mean, just try the basics with minor changes is what I'm saying. I mean, just see what happens. So,
Perhaps play
like
Sai Kishore in place of
yeah,
Chawla. Somebody.
yeah,
Just for the heck
do
of it.
something
Just for
different.
the,
Yeah, not that you guys are doing anything great. I mean, you're winning, you are losing pretty much everything. So might as well lose with other. At least give them a taste of defeat. No, the ones who have not defeated.
Exactly. They'll get polished.
exactly.
Yeah. So I think that's it. And Mumbai Indians, do you want to say anything, or we
Nothing.
leave it?
Nothing. Let's not get that. We are wearing
Yeah.
a blue color t-shirt. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think on that happy note, we'll wind up. Thanks a lot, Jitendra, for joining in.
Joining
Bala,
us.
thanks.
Thanks.
As
Yeah.
always.
Rajan Bala.
And we'll catch up tomorrow, and we have a
Sure.
big weekend coming.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.